From the silver screen to the sands of time, these iconic romantic movie heartthrobs have captured our hearts for decades. Let's revisit their timeless charm and see how they've aged. So let's begin. Richard Gere played a wealthy businessman who hires a prostitute in Pretty Woman. John Cusack portrayed a lovesick teenager trying to win back his ex-girlfriend in Say Anything. Hugh Grant played a charming Englishman navigating love and friendship in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Tom Hanks was a widower whose son tries to find him a new wife in Sleepless in Seattle. Kevin Costner played a former Secret Service agent hired to protect a famous singer in The Bodyguard. Billy Crystal portrayed a man in a long-term friendship that evolves into love in When Harry Met Sally. Patrick Dempsey played a nerdy high school student who pays a popular girl to date him in Can't Buy Me Love. Rob Lowe portrayed a young man navigating a new romantic relationship in About Last Night. Andrew McCarthy played a working-class teenager in love with a rich girl in Pretty in Pink. Robert Downey Jr. portrayed a man searching for his soulmate in Only You. Christian Slater played a kind-hearted janitor who falls for a waitress in Untamed Heart. Ethan Hawke portrayed an American who meets a French student on a train in Before Sunrise. Michael J. Fox played a big-city doctor stuck in a small town in Dock Hollywood. Cary Elwes portrayed a farmhand-turned-pirate rescuing his true love in The Princess Bride. Johnny Depp played the legendary lover Don Juan in Don Juan DeMarco. Antonio Banderas played a Cuban musician pursuing fame and love in The Mambo Kings. Alec Baldwin portrayed a man whose fiancée switches bodies with an old man in Prelude to a Kiss. Jeff Bridges played a college professor who marries for convenience in The Mirror Has Two Faces. Dennis Quaid portrayed a charming detective who falls for a lawyer in The Big Easy. Mel Gibson played a test pilot who wakes up after being frozen for 50 years in Forever Young. Patrick Swayze portrayed a murdered man who tries to protect his girlfriend as a ghost in Ghost. Nicolas Cage played a baker who falls for his fiancée's estranged daughter in Moonstruck. Freddie Prinze Jr. portrayed a popular high school jock who takes on a bet to transform a nerdy girl in She's All That. Paul Rudd played the ex-stepbrother and love interest of the main character in Clueless. Ben Affleck portrayed a groom-to-be who falls for another woman on his way to his wedding in Forces of Nature. Matt Damon played a genius janitor who falls for a Harvard student in Good Will Hunting. Leonardo DiCaprio portrayed a modern-day Romeo in the Shakespeare adaptation Romeo plus Juliet. Ewan McGregor played a gentleman farmer who becomes entangled in Emma's matchmaking schemes in Emma. Jude Law portrayed a charming Englishman who falls for an American woman in The Holiday. Tom Cruise played a sports agent who finds love while rebuilding his career in Jerry Maguire. Matthew McConaughey portrayed a pediatrician who falls for a wedding planner in The Wedding Planner. Colin Firth played the proud and reserved Mr. Darcy in the TV adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. Ralph Fiennes portrayed a burn victim recounting his tragic love story in The English Patient. Greg Kinnear played a charming but neurotic gay artist in As Good as It Gets. Kevin Bacon portrayed a journalist in a romantic comedy about differing perspectives in relationships in He Said, She Said. Timothy Hutton played a man who dies and is reincarnated to find his soulmate in Made in Heaven. Eric Stoltz portrayed a working-class artist in love with his best friend in Some Kind of Wonderful. Woody Harrelson played a husband whose wife is offered $1 million to spend a night with another man in Indecent Proposal. Brendan Fraser portrayed an eccentric street performer who falls for a wealthy woman in Still Breathing. Dylan McDermott played a New York City mayor's press secretary who falls for a video store clerk in Jersey Girl. Campbell Scott portrayed a traffic engineer navigating the Seattle singles scene in Singles. Matt Dillon played a commitment-phobic rocker in the ensemble romantic comedy Singles. Michael Keaton portrayed a speechwriter who falls for a woman working for his political rival in Speechless. Bill Pullman played a man who falls for his brother's fiancée while she's in a coma in While You Were Sleeping. George Clooney portrayed a divorced father who clashes and eventually falls for a single mother in One Fine Day.